Hello, dear seniors. Today we will reveal sleep apnea and some secret clues of it, which you can catch at home so easily. Many people over 60 assume snoring, waking up tired, or feeling short of breath at night is simply part of aging, but it may be something far more serious. Sleep apnea often hides behind these quiet clues, disrupting the body's oxygen flow without any clear warning. Doctors say that after 60, the soft tissues in the throat naturally lose tone, making airway blockage during sleep more likely. This can lead to frequent awakenings, dry mouth, and even memory problems. Ignoring these signs allows oxygen levels to drop night after night, silently straining the heart, brain, and overall health. So, number 1. Loud snoring that stops suddenly. Loud snoring that suddenly stops, followed by a gasp or choking sound, is one of the most telling signs of sleep apnea after 60, according to sleep specialists. These pauses aren't harmless. They happen when the airway briefly collapses, cutting off oxygen flow to the lungs. The brain senses this drop in oxygen and forces a quick awakening to restore breathing, often without the person realizing it. These interruptions can occur dozens of times each night, preventing the deep, restorative sleep the body needs. Doctors explain that aging naturally relaxes the muscles around the throat, making older adults more prone to airway obstruction, especially when sleeping on the back. Some partners describe it as the snoring suddenly going quiet, followed by a sharp inhale or a jolt. Over time, this pattern stresses the heart, raises blood pressure, and leaves you feeling exhausted even after a full night in bed. Research has shown that untreated sleep apnea increases the risk of stroke, heart disease, and memory decline, all of which become more concerning with age. While snoring itself may seem normal, it's the sudden silences and gasps that matter most. Recognizing this pattern early and discussing it with a doctor can help detect sleep apnea before it causes serious health problems. Paying attention to these quiet pauses could protect both sleep and long-term well-being. Now, number 2. Waking up tired despite full sleep. Waking up tired after what seems like a full night's rest is one of the most common but overlooked signs of sleep apnea after 60. Doctors explain that even if you are in bed for 7 or 8 hours, repeated breathing pauses prevent the body from reaching deep, restorative sleep. Each time oxygen levels drop, the brain partially wakes you to restart breathing, often without your awareness. This constant interruption keeps you stuck in lighter sleep stages, leaving you unrefreshed by morning. Some studies show that seniors with untreated sleep apnea often report feeling exhausted, unfocused, or irritable during the day, even when they believe they slept well. The fatigue can also appear as slower reaction times, difficulty remembering simple details, or a loss of motivation to do daily activities. Many people assume it's just normal aging, but medical experts warn that this unrefreshing sleep may indicate that the brain and heart are working overtime every night to cope with low oxygen. Over time, that strain can affect heart health, blood pressure, and cognitive function. If mornings consistently start with heaviness, dullness, or low energy, despite a full night's rest, it may not be aging at all. It could be a sign that sleep apnea is quietly disrupting your sleep cycle. Now, number 3. Morning headaches or dry mouth. Morning headaches or a dry mouth upon waking are quiet but important signs that sleep apnea may be interfering with your rest. Doctors explain that when breathing repeatedly stops during sleep, oxygen levels in the blood drop, causing blood vessels in the head to widen and trigger pressure-related pain. This can result in dull, throbbing headaches that appear shortly after waking and gradually fade within an hour or two. Similarly, a persistently dry mouth may occur because the body resorts to mouth breathing during the night to get enough air, especially when nasal passages or throat muscles partially collapse. Research shows that older adults with untreated sleep apnea are significantly more likely to experience these symptoms, often without realizing their connection to nighttime oxygen loss. Some patients report needing to drink water immediately upon waking or noticing an unusually sore or sticky throat each morning, while many dismiss these discomforts as dehydration or aging. Doctors warn that the combination of both morning headaches and dryness can indicate disturbed breathing throughout the night. Recognizing this pattern early and mentioning it to a healthcare provider can lead to a simple sleep study that uncovers the real cause and helps restore healthier, uninterrupted rest. Now, number 4. Nighttime bathroom trips. Frequent nighttime trips to the bathroom can sometimes point to more than just bladder issues. Sleep experts explain that sleep apnea can cause these awakenings by placing stress on the heart and altering hormone levels that control urine production. When breathing pauses occur, oxygen levels drop, and the body reacts as if it's under physical stress. This triggers the release of a hormone called atrial natriuretic peptide, which signals the kidneys to produce more urine. As a result, many older adults wake up several times during the night, thinking it's a bladder problem when it's actually the body responding to disrupted breathing. Studies have found that people with untreated sleep apnea are significantly more likely to experience nocturia, the need to urinate frequently, at night, even when their urinary system is otherwise healthy. Some doctors note that treating sleep apnea often reduces nighttime bathroom trips dramatically, improving both rest and energy during the day. Recognizing that these awakenings may be linked to oxygen loss, not hydration or age, helps uncover an overlooked clue. If bathroom visits are interrupting your sleep night after night, it may be worth discussing the possibility of sleep apnea with your healthcare provider. Now, number 5. Daytime sleepiness or dozing off easily. Daytime sleepiness or dozing off easily, even after what seems like a full night's sleep, can be a strong indicator of sleep apnea. Specialists explain that during apnea episodes, the body briefly wakes up multiple times to restore breathing, often without the person realizing it. These constant interruptions prevent the brain from entering deep, restorative sleep, leaving you feeling drowsy and unfocused the next day. Many older adults notice they drift off while reading, watching television, or sitting quietly, assuming it's just part of aging. However, studies show that excessive daytime sleepiness is one of the most common and under-recognized symptoms of untreated sleep apnea. Doctors warn that this kind of fatigue not only affects concentration and memory, but can also increase the risk of falls or accidents, especially when driving or performing daily tasks. The body's urge to nap throughout the day is its way of trying to recover the rest it lost overnight. When oxygen levels repeatedly drop during sleep, energy levels and alertness naturally decline. If daytime drowsiness becomes frequent or uncontrollable, it may be the body's way of signaling that nighttime breathing interruptions are silently preventing true rest and recovery. Now, number 6. Memory lapses or trouble concentrating, especially in older adults. When breathing repeatedly stops during sleep, oxygen levels in the blood fall, and the brain receives less of the steady supply it needs to function properly. Over time, these nightly interruptions interfere with the brain's ability to process and store new information. Doctors explain that the deep stages of sleep, when memories consolidate and mental focus is restored, are disrupted every time an apnea episode forces the body to wake and breathe again. As a result, many people over 60 begin to notice forgetfulness, slower thinking, or mental fog during the day. Some worry it might be the start of dementia, but researchers have found that treating sleep apnea can significantly improve memory, attention, and even mood. Studies show that restoring normal breathing during sleep allows oxygen to reach brain regions linked to learning and decision-making, improving alertness within weeks. Medical experts often describe this as waking up the brain again. If simple daily tasks or conversations feel harder to follow lately, it may not be memory loss from aging. It could be the silent effect of sleep apnea stealing the brain's rest night after night. Now, number 7. Mood changes or irritability. Mood changes and irritability are common, but often overlooked signs of sleep apnea. When sleep is repeatedly disrupted by breathing pauses, the brain misses the deep rest it needs to regulate emotions and stress responses. Doctors explain that low oxygen levels during sleep can alter brain chemistry, reducing serotonin and other mood-stabilizing neurotransmitters. As a result, people may feel more impatient, anxious, or low in energy without understanding why. Studies show that seniors with untreated sleep apnea are significantly more likely to experience symptoms of depression or mood swings, even when they believe they're getting enough rest. This emotional strain doesn't come from personality or age. It brains the brain reacting to constant fatigue and oxygen deprivation. Some sleep specialists note that once apnea is treated, many patients report a calmer mood, better patience, and improved motivation within weeks. Emotional balance depends heavily on restorative sleep, and when that's interrupted, night after night, the smallest frustrations can feel overwhelming. Recognizing irritability or sadness as a possible effect of poor sleep, rather than simply aging, can help uncover one of the most treatable causes of emotional decline after 60. Now, number 8. Restless legs or tossing during sleep. Restless legs or constant tossing during sleep can be a physical sign that the body is struggling to maintain oxygen levels at night. Sleep specialists explain that when breathing becomes shallow or pauses during sleep apnea episodes, the nervous system reacts by triggering small muscle movements to restore airflow. These movements may appear as leg jerks, sudden shifts in position, or a sense of needing to move constantly, even while asleep. Partners often describe it as the person never staying still through the night. Research shows that restless movements are common in people with untreated sleep apnea and may overlap with a condition called periodic limb movement disorder, which also disrupts deep sleep cycles. The brain, sensing a lack of oxygen, sends emergency signals that activate the muscles, a subtle way of trying to restart proper breathing. This constant motion not only disturbs rest, but also prevents the body from entering restorative stages of sleep, leading to fatigue and poor concentration the next day. Doctors warn that frequent tossing or kicking at night shouldn't be ignored. It can be the body's quiet SOS, showing that sleep is being repeatedly disturbed by low oxygen and airway blockage. Restless legs or frequent tossing during sleep can signal that the body is reacting to brief drops in oxygen caused by sleep apnea. Specialists note that when breathing pauses, the brain triggers muscle movements to restart airflow, often resulting in leg jerks or shifting positions through the night. These small, repeated motions are part of the body's automatic effort to stay oxygenated. Partners might notice constant movement or describe it as never being still, even during deep rest. Studies show that these symptoms often overlap with periodic limb movement disorder. But in older adults with sleep apnea, they are more likely linked to the body's stress response to interrupted breathing. Doctors explain that each jerk or toss can break the natural rhythm of sleep, keeping you from reaching the deeper, healing stages the body needs. Over time, this pattern leads to unrefreshing sleep, irritability, and chronic fatigue during the day. Recognizing that restless movements may be connected to breathing problems rather than simple restlessness is key. Addressing the cause early can restore deeper, steadier rest and reduce strain on both the nervous system and the heart. Now, number 9. Partner noticing you stop breathing. A partner noticing that you stop breathing during sleep is one of the most important clues of sleep apnea. These pauses can last for several seconds or even longer, followed by gasping, choking, or snorting sounds as the body suddenly resumes breathing. Sleep specialists emphasize that many people with apnea have no memory of these episodes, making a partner's observation crucial for early detection. Doctors explain that these pauses occur when the airway becomes blocked, preventing air from reaching the lungs and briefly cutting off oxygen. The brain then signals the body to wake up just enough to reopen the airway, often with a sharp inhale. This cycle can repeat dozens of times each night, severely disrupting sleep without the person realizing it. Studies show that partners often notice the pattern before any other symptom, describing moments of silence followed by loud gasps or jerks. Taking these reports seriously and discussing them with a healthcare provider can help uncover sleep apnea before it leads to heart strain, fatigue, or memory problems. Now, number 10. High blood pressure or heart flutters at night. high blood pressure that remains elevated despite medication, or heart flutters that appear at night can often be tied to untreated sleep apnea. During apnea episodes, breathing repeatedly stops, forcing the heart to work harder as oxygen levels fall and carbon dioxide builds up. This stress activates the body's fight or flight response, causing blood vessels to tighten and heart rate to surge. Doctors explain that these frequent oxygen drops can make blood pressure harder to control, even for those already taking prescribed medication. Studies show that many older adults with resistant hypertension blood pressure that dosen T responds well to treatment also have undiagnosed sleep apnea. In some cases, people wake with pounding in the chest, skipped beats, or an irregular rhythm caused by the heart's reaction to low nighttime oxygen. Cardiologists warn that over time, these repeated episodes can strain the heart muscle, increasing the risk of arrhythmia, stroke, and heart failure. Some sleep specialists describe the heart as never truly resting in those with untreated apnea. If blood pressure stays high despite good medical management, or if you wake with a racing pulse or fluttering sensation, doctors recommend evaluating nighttime breathing. Addressing oxygen loss during sleep can help restore normal heart rhythm, improve blood pressure control, and reduce cardiovascular strain. If you care about staying strong, sharp, and healthy after 60, consider subscribing to this channel. Each week brings trusted, research-based insights designed for your age and needs. Like this video, share it with someone who may benefit, and join our growing community that truly values senior health and well-being.